go to the chiropractor's place with me for her own issues, seeming to bring us closer even more. After acupunctures as well, she asked, "Are you free later today, like at 2? I can bring one of my birds over." "Yes, and sure." Once time hit, she came over, let Kiko fly wherever he wanted to go, and put her hand out saying, "Kiko, Kiko, come here." "Is she being serious right now? Don't you remember my birds can't fly as well as yours?" Flashbacks to the heated argument about wing clipping with my mom and me. "Are you still my best friend?" I wondered if she actually wanted to come over or just to show off. I told Bluey to talk. "Kitty pipe, 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 piper? That's great, but back to this. Can't you just use your legs to walk over to your freaking bird? Why show off the trick in front of me? Did you just want to get birds just to show off?" I knew I wasn't supposed to use Bluey's talking skills to my advantage, but this was necessary. Yes, I did know that none of her birds knew how to talk well with mine did, so I sympathized with her. However, I still didn't gain a clear answer as to why she had to bring Kiko not even a full month into my grieving stages of Pearl. I wanted to scream, but something halted me. My vision got blurry when it was fine a few seconds ago. My head spun like a tornado. Clear images of plants, computers, birds, and my own hands turned into a cartoon with pencil lines and no colors. I'm not going back in time. I stumbled backwards, careful not to kick a bird like how Ashley did to Bluey before. My head feels strange, so I'll go ask my mom as to what's going on. Okay, I'll sit down here. I walked, or attempted to at least, up the staircase, and first entered my room as there was a gigantic mirror in there. I closed the door and saw that I looked normal. There wasn't that cartoon thing anymore, thankfully. My ears activated, though. Step, step. I raised an eyebrow, opened the door, and crept outside to where Ashton was, just walking around with her socks on in the same place that I left her. Am I having a major change in my hearing sense? To test my theory, I closed the door again and waved my arms up and down, and I heard whooshing noises. Chirp, chirp. Dude, I don't need this change if every chirp sounds like a heightened monster. Mom, I saw cartoons. My ears let me hear things way too echoey, as if there are 10 tunnels, and I can't walk properly. I think your finals might have caused this. I mean, you were always so serious last week for it, and then you finally relaxed, but a bit too much, if that makes sense. How about you go rest on the couch? I nodded, almost falling down once more, and plopped onto the couch. I wasn't allowed to sit on it, so I laid horizontally on it. This hearing scare got me thinking I hadn't yet thought of before. Ashton used to pick on me every year about my ears that stick out, but it happened the most in 6th and 7th grade. That was until I used it to my advantage in that I stayed both Bluey's and Pear's laughs when they flew away. My eyesight wasn't as good, so my ears had to guide me. Oh my gosh, Ashlyn, I just had an odd occurrence with my excellent hearing a few minutes before, because I heard you walking downstairs, which I really did, with my door closed. I heard chirping noises, as if it was in a theater, and I heard my own arm movements as wind. She frowned a little bit and nodded. Wow, that's crazy. When Pear flew over, I was so surprised as to how high he did so. Taller than both Ashton and I. He's flying up and down, she chuckled. I faked my laugh, and in reality, did she have to comment on his flying skills? He had never gotten the chance to fly like this for almost 2 years of his life. That was a long time. She left when it was time to, so I turned to Pear, who flew onto my hand. I promise, Pear, that I'll never cut your wings again. Go fly freely. You're a bird, he set off. Lily, my mom returned with Ashlyn coming in an hour later. She did something I never saw her, as if something had taken over her soul and heart, showing off recall skills with Kiko. Okay, first of all, why recall skills? I'd be fine with the waving trick or target training. Second, why Kiko? I want to play with Mango and Kiwi. No, that's not a valid excuse. Sorry, I'll change it. Yeah, Kiko and Pearl came from the same bird store. Because she's dead now, as a friend, or rather a best friend, you must give her some time. 3 weeks is not a nice time slot. The bare minimum will be a month. This wasn't regarding birds, but after finals, my mom kept on saying how she needed to relax, but how was feeling bad about yourself relaxing? Someone out there must know the answer to this. I also did not like the floor as much anymore, so my New Year resolution was to fly. This is when my grandma alters her way of thinking. Oh my gosh, Ashton, I just had an odd occurrence because with my excellent hearing a few minutes before, because I heard you walking downstairs, which I rarely did. With my door closed, I heard chirping noises as if it was in the theater. I heard my arm movement as wind. Wow, that's crazy. I saw her facial expression and almost burst out in laughter. Well, that's why you shouldn't judge a book judge someone before you get to know them a little better. Think about it. In 2018, before I even came, my mom faced 9 months of prejudice and pretty much bullying from all 5 of her ballet teachers 6 times a week, leading to her having poor self-image. She told the birds, me included, about it in secret, but took 2 years to tell her best friend Ashlyn. Why, one may ask? It's because of trust issues as you picked up my mom's ears for crying out loud. She couldn't control it. My mom even told me you judged her a little after she told you part of it, just not the painful reasoning behind it. After she told you, it all makes sense. Ashlyn left. My mom promised Pear to never cut his wings again. I hope it's the same for me too. Pear. Ashlyn came along but showed off the recall skills of Kiko in front of my mom. I don't want to let out too much anger as I did bond with you first when my mom went to Yellowstone, but this is too far. Sure, you can't control whether your bird flies or not if their wings aren't clipped, but don't push it when you feel like it. That's bragging. My mom started a bird Instagram with you back in 2019 when she thought it would bring the two of you together, but apparently that didn't happen. Therefore, she was forced to start her own. She told me that the main reason for it was to clip the bird's wings while you could keep yours. You then posted a video of you recall training it, causing it. This was supposed to be a sign, but I suppose Instagram and real life in this case were different. Vastly different. I didn't understand human stuff. Oh my gosh, Ashlyn, I just had an odd occurrence with my excellent hearing a few minutes before I heard you walking downstairs, which I rarely did, with my door closed. I heard chirping noises as if it was in the theater, and I heard my arm movements as wind. Wow, that's crazy. It sure is. I laughed along with Bluey due to the change of the features on her face. With Pearl, I got my exercise on the floor, but without another brave bird, I couldn't do it because, well, I was scared and learned my lesson. I flew to the humans to show off my flying skills that I had been practicing on my own time, thinking they'd be so proud of me. My mom was, but Ashlyn snickered. He's flying up and down. I promise, Pear, that I'll never cut your wings again. Go fly freely. You're a bird. Yay, thank you. You're the best.